I am Bina, and this is my show. Since it's Valentine's Day, we're going to make a Venus candle. In other words, a candle that has to do with Venus. You'll have to excuse my naked face today, at least the right side of it. I just don't feel like putting makeup on right now. I'm being lazy and drinking Riesling because I enjoy it. You will require a votive candle holder, a small piece of stripped copper wire, thyme, coriander, mint and rose, damiana leaf, and if you so wish, chamomile. Of course, you can do whatever herbs you please, as long as they, of course, align with Venus, because it's a Venus candle. It also helps to have some candles already that are green, because green is aligned with Venus, as it is the color of copper oxide. I have 2 candles here. You may also wish, in place of a wick that you will place into the candle, I like to use a thin candle that I can drop into the votive candle holder when it is full of wax. You will also require a mortar and pestle. If you don't have a mortar and pestle, a small glass and a screwdriver works too. Use the dull end of the screwdriver, like crushing up drugs. Begin by lighting 2 green candles, or as many green candles as you want, but I have 2 already, so light those. You're going to be using the melted wax and putting it into your votive container. I like to save on time, so if you want to, use a creme brulee torch and just torch the wax to make it melt faster. Anyway, remember that piece of copper wire? You could use a very old penny if you want. Look up the year that they stopped making them out of solid copper, but just place it at the bottom. If you also have any gems that are aligned with Venus, which I do not, you may also wish to place those in the bottom of the container. Take your wax and melt it into your votive container. I'm sorry if you can't hear me over my dogs playing in the background. Yes, I mean you. And doggies. Just melt a layer of wax. Get that going. Don't have to waste my butane here. Swirl that around, get a nice even coat over that. Now, while that is cooling, take your mortar and pestle and fill it with some herbs that you have chosen for your Venus candle. So thyme and coriander, and hopefully I can get this finished in time, because it seems that I'm running out of time. Oh, groan to yourselves. This is a combination of mint and rose leaves, or rose petals. Yeah. Put some of that in there. and your Damiana leaf, which I am also running out of. I should go grab some more sometime this week. And my chamomile. Sprinkle a little bit in there. That was a little more than I wanted, but okay. Nothing too wrong with that. Now, mind you, the act of making this candle is just as much of a spell as burning the candle. Grinding the mortar and pestle, using this sort of cup and wand union, masculine and feminine energies, Venus and Mars, water and fire, sun and moon, synthesis of opposites. It's very sexually corresponding. All that jazz. Just gonna keep grinding, using whatever incantations you may see fit to this process as you mechanically masticate your herbs and spices. Now, by now we have a solid layer of this wax, to which we will add a sprinkling of our herbs and spices here. Just a little bit, not too much. Now, the reason that I added a layer and let that cool is because my little candle here is kind of short and I wanted it to be able to stand up on there nicely. So, what we're going to do now is continue to add layers of wax and herbs. You know, for after that first layer is put down, I'm not going to let it cool. I want it to be liquid so that when I put in that central candle with the wick already in it, it will fuse in there and it will hold it steady. Because I suck at pushing wicks into candles, to be honest. But as we have that there, I'm going to add our next sprinkling of herbs. And grab a candle. And nope. You can sprinkle it in there while it's dripping. It doesn't really matter. Kind of swish it around a little bit, get it mixed up nicely. I also have this, which is made of beeswax. It's just wrapped up beeswax, like kind of paper stuff. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to unravel this and break it into chunks and just kind of rip it up a little bit. Take my torch and kind of blast that hot again. Don't want that to get too cool because soon I'm going to put in my central pillar of the candle, which contains the wick, as I said. Actually, it's probably deep enough that I can do that now. Turn that off so I'm not wasting my fuel here. Now it's soft at the bottom because of the hot wax, which allows it to stick in there well and blow on it. Try and get it to hold it up better. Let that cool for a second. Okay, so we're going to just take our little chunks of wax And rip these up some more. Sprinkle them in there. Okay, and we're back. I sprinkled some more wax in there, and that's just going to melt with this as I get that in there. If you have any oils that are associated with Venus as well, you could add a couple drops of those. Probably about halfway in would be ideal, and just kind of swish it about. I don't have any Venus aligned oils with me. If I do, I can't find them. I have some coriander oil somewhere, but God knows where. So, as I was, so just kind of melt the central candle down a little bit. Add some more chunks. It may behoove you to tie your wick to a stick and place it like this so that your wick doesn't fall over when the candle around it melts. I hadn't thought of that. The first time I did this, earlier today, the wax I had in the container all melted, and then I shoved the candle in there last and then let it cool around it. So you can do that too. It might be easier for you. If you can keep all this liquid, or at least mushy enough to shove something in there. The adding the herbs also helps to emulsify the wax as it cools, accelerate that process a bit. I also have a rose petal here that I'm going to rip up while that continues to cool, which I will create a single layer before adding any more wax. So this is about 3/4 of the way up the candle. I suppose is probably a decent spot to put it. I'm going to rip these up as tiny as I can here without wasting all goddamn day. Do. Venus candle. That's what we're making. Making a Venus candle. Candle attributed to Venus. Attraction and love. And copper. Aphrodite. And Isis. Not the guys with the beards. Not the post-sludge band. Okay, so now I have a little pile of torn up rose petals here. I'm going to Sprinkle them carefully around my mushy wick. Here. It's not really tied to the wick in this case, it's just kind of holding it up. It's not really long enough for me to tie it around. But that's how you're supposed to do it, is tie it around the stick and then push the wick in with another stick. I ain't got time for that shit. Okay, I'm just going to add some more wax. Oh, fuck. Okay, I've added plenty of wax at this point. There's a little bit of the original wick holding candle still sticking up, but that's okay because it'll melt away. So we're going to let this cool. If you have space in your freezer, which I do not. If you have space in your freezer, which I do not, you can put it in the freezer to chill it quicker. My freezer, if I open it, there will be about 6 bags of frozen food that will fall out of the door, and I'll never get it back in there, so I'm just gonna let this one chill. I got it. I made the candle, and now you can too. Till next time, keep your spirits up. Quote by Billy Brujo. I love you, Billy. Be my Valentine.